The Denver Broncos have quietly been cooking all season, and it's time to talk about it. Let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Noah. I'm here to talk about some football. Waste no time. Let's get right into it. The Denver Broncos have surprised, I want to say all of us, because nobody has expected this. I don't think Sean Payton's expected this. I don't think anyone on the team has expected this. They have switched up a lot of things this season. There are a lot of new additions. We're going to talk about their coaching, their offense, and in my opinion, most importantly, their defense. And when I say most importantly, that is excluding Bo Nix, rookie quarterback from Oregon, because in my opinion, he has a strong case to be rookie of the year. I know these sound like crazy claims, but we're going to get into it. We have a lot to discuss, and we're going to talk about why Bo Nix has me feeling nicey. Listen, man, there's a lot to talk about with this team. Like I already said a second ago, there's a lot to talk about this team. You know what? We're going to talk about the coaching first. Defensive coordinator Vance Joseph has been very, very impressive. This is his fourth season with the Broncos. At one point, he was a head coach from 2017 to 2018. But as of this year, he has been defensive coordinator. And he has been on a tear. And the reason I say this is because the defensive stats and everyone on the defense is making a huge impact. There are new players that are making an impact, like Malcolm Roach. And overall, there's a lot to talk about with the defense, and I believe it all starts with Vance Joseph. Now, switching over to the offensive side of coaching, Joe Lombardi, this is the second year being offensive coordinator for the Broncos. They both have about 20 years experience under their belt. This is a coaching staff that has a lot of experience and time in the game, especially when you consider head coach Sean Payton is kind of the leader of it all. Now, when we saw the Broncos last year with Russell Wilson, they just seemed to struggle. They couldn't get it done right. Was it a problem with the coach and quarterback together not meshing well? I don't know. I mean, we do know it kind of was a problem, but we're not going to talk about it. I have a whole nother video talking about the Broncos, kind of recapping. Looking back on it, I kind of hit everything right on the hammer, or hit the hammer on the nail, whatever the saying is. I'll put it up right here in the corner if you guys want to watch it. Everything I said in this video is slowly coming true. So even this, that's proof that even a broken clock is right twice a day. So when Vance Joseph was defensive coordinator for the Cardinals, their defense ranked top 10 in forced fumbles, tackles for loss, fumble recoveries, and sacks. That's pretty much everything you want in a defense. And why I'm bringing up his past with the Cardinals is because, well, if you look at the Broncos and their defensive stats, they are the third ranked defense overall. Now, when you say that, it changes week to week to week. We can go from their pass defense to their rush defense. And overall, when you go to their pass defense, it is not crazy impressive. They are, where are they in the rankings? They are ninth. Run defense is also 6th. And I know that doesn't sound crazy, but they are top 10 on both sides of the ball. And that is huge because you need your defense to make plays. When you have players like Nik Bonitto and Jonah Elliss, Malcolm Roach, you have all these guys on your defense, it's obviously going to make a difference. I don't know. Their line is definitely growing. I think it's definitely getting stronger. Nik Bonitto, I think, has potential to be very, very good. I know he's not a common household name at this point, but call me crazy, but I really think at some point he deserves to be one. Jonah Elliss is also a monster. Pat Surtain, one of the best corners in the league, potentially the best if I do say so. Essentially, Pat Surtain has held his quarterbacks to a 47.6 rating. He's playing about 86% of the snaps, which is about right where you would want him. You could argue he should have more playing time, but listen, man, you have a star cornerback like that, he needs a little bit of rest every now and then. And I don't want to say that their defense has been carrying them, although they have been amazing and keeping them in games. Like I said, they are one of the highest ranked in the league at the moment. They are top 3 at the moment. But listen, the biggest change and the biggest impact on this team is quarterback Bo Nix. I could spend hours and hours talking about these coaches and the defensive players they've added, and all the help they've got over the offseason, all the experience on the roster and the coaching, and I could talk about all the other factors all day. But the biggest and most important is Bo Nix. There are some Bo Nix doubters out there, some Bo Nix haters. They will say he is not a franchise quarterback, and that is just It cannot be any further from the truth. When you look at Bo Nix, this is a quarterback that has 212 yards per game, 1.3 pass touchdowns per game. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but just hear me out. Let me finish. He's averaging less than an interception per game at 0.5, 89.9 rating. I know, like I said, I know that doesn't sound amazing on paper. I know it doesn't sound amazing on paper, but if you looked at the beginning of the season, Bo Nix and the Broncos were struggling a bit. They were struggling to find their identity. The Broncos were not the same team they are right now at the start of the season. The Broncos started off, honestly, very rough. They caught a couple L's off the rip. They lost to the Seahawks, lost to the Steelers. They managed to beat the Bucks. They beat the Jets. They beat the Raiders. They lost to the Chargers, dominated the Saints, dominated the Panthers, got smacked by the Ravens. They lost by 2 to the Chiefs, and then they absolutely steamrolled the Falcons, and as of recently, they destroyed the Raiders 29-19. So what you can see from looking at every game they've played is their confidence has grown. Bo Nix has been developing at a rapid rate, if I can make that claim, if you guys will let me make that claim. I really think Bo Nix has been accelerating and developing right in front of our eyes. And when you have a receiver like Courtland Sutton to help him, and by the way, Courtland Sutton is pretty much the only weapon he has, and yes, I'm saying that with my whole chest. Courtland Sutton is his only weapon. I know that sounds crazy. I know there's other receivers on the team. Marvin Mims is also coming along very nicely, and I really like him. Marvin Mims is still very young, though. He is only 22. Dude is literally a few months younger than me, which is ridiculous. But Marvin Mims, I want to call him a game changer. He is a game changer. I know that kind of contradicts what I just said, but listen, although Courtland Sutton is the best option on that team, Marvin Mims is still huge. He is still huge. What he has to offer on that team is amazing. And honestly, I think the biggest reason why Mims hasn't been too involved up until recently is because it's just kind of hard to incorporate him into the offense. Sean Payton really was, I feel like, struggling learning how to use him and adapt him into his offense. By the way, Sean Payton is a great legendary coach, but sometimes I feel like he just kind of struggles with certain things. Obviously, any coach can struggle with anything. It just kind of happens. But Marvin Mims was originally a return man. He was a Pro Bowler because how good he was at returning the ball, and he wanted to get more involved on the offense in 2024. And so that leads us to here. Now, like I said, I do want him to get more involved. This season, he only has 16 receptions for 162 yards and 1 touchdown, but his average on every reception is 10.1 yards. So if he got the ball more and he was more used, yes, this is 100% a game changer. This is a game changer. But if you want to talk about the real game changer, we will get back to Bo Nix. Bo Nix against the Raiders, who have Mad Max. And the Raiders, although they are bad, they are still going to be a test for the Broncos, a division rival for a young rookie quarterback. You are going to be tested. Daniel Jones can never beat the Eagles. He can never beat the Cowboys. He likes to pick on the Redskins or Commanders, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, this game was a true test for Bo Nix because it was a divisional game. And Bo Nix, by the way, if he wants to win, he really has to be his best self. He is not in an easy division. The Broncos are in the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Saints, and the Raiders. Now, you could throw 2 of those to the side, and you still have the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. Now, to beat Mahomes, it's going to be very tough. The Broncos almost did it. They got very close. I do genuinely believe that the Broncos can be a little thorn in the Chiefs' finger in the next 1 to 2 years. I really think Bo Nix could dethrone Mahomes at some point. Not as the GOAT, but just in terms of the division, knock him out maybe a couple times. Because as of right now, Patrick Mahomes' worst outcome is going to the AFC Championship game. Mahomes either goes to the Super Bowl, goes to the AFC Championship game, or that's really it. Mahomes only has 2 outcomes. There's no other outcome or reality for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Until the Broncos get fully heated up and become who they really are meant to be. Now, when you talk about Bo Nix and testing him in division games, against the Raiders, he went 25 for 42. I know that's a lot of attempts. You would like to see a little bit more efficiency. 25 for 42, 273 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is why Bo Nix has me feeling nicey, man. Bo Nix is the up-and-coming quarterback. He's going to get Rookie of the Year. He deserves it more than anybody else. He's changed the team more than Jaden Daniels has. I don't care about anybody. I don't care about Drake May. I don't care about Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix is here, and he is here to stay. Bo Nix is something I wish the Giants had. I am a huge Giants fan. We have no quarterback. We're going to be stuck with Shador, Cam Ward, and I don't think we're going to get a chance at Arch Manning. And when I say stuck with, I mean settling. Although they have potential to be very great quarterbacks, I don't know if they are the solution. They are the best options for this year. This year is not very deep draft class for quarterbacks. We have Shador and Cam, and that's pretty much it. And for that reason, I feel like Bo Nix's value is even higher because it's going to be hard to get a quarterback like him for the next couple years. Will you disagree with me? Maybe. If you don't watch the Broncos, which a lot of people don't, you're going to think I sound crazy. You're going to think I sound crazy hyping up Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. But I'm telling you guys right now, Bo Nix has a chance to win Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix will take the Denver Broncos to a Super Bowl with Sean Payton, with Joe Lombardi, to the Lombardi. And as long as they have Vance Joseph on that defense, they're going to have a top defense. He's proven himself time in and time out with the Cardinals, doing it again with the Broncos. And overall, he is just doing his thing. The Broncos defense needs to stay locked in. Their defensive line has opportunities to get even stronger, in my opinion. Momentum is a hell of a thing. And right now, the Broncos have it. I will do another video where we go into a film analysis of Bo Nix. But for right now, I just wanted to talk about the Broncos and Bo Nix and why Bo Nix has me feeling nicey. Bo Nix is my Rookie of the Year pick. I'm done yapping. That is enough of this. You guys got my points. They have a very talented roster. Defense, offense. Going into the season, they were ranked the worst roster in the league. They were ranked the 32nd best roster. They were predicted to win 5 games this year. Nobody thought they would do what they're doing now. All credit goes to Sean Payton, goes to that coaching staff, and Bo Nix, you are a hell of a quarterback. You have something special. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, go ahead and subscribe for more NFL content. Other than that, my name is Noah, and I'm out. Peace.